Good morning, everyone, and happy Mother's Day. I would like to talk with you about how important it is to mother yourself, to love and nurture your own being. So, self love is all about finding peace within. It is about cultivating a nurturing attitude towards your own life experiences. It is a whole way of being in this world. In Scripture, Christ says to love your neighbor as yourself. And mystics and wisdom teachers and psychology tell us that no one can love another. No one can fully care for others without first loving themselves. So what does that look and feel like? It takes practice. It takes practice to cultivate this way of being. We are human and we are having human experiences. We have feelings of anxiety, of fear and shame, of anger, even jealousy. They tend to rise up within us and we tend to push them down or try to hide them. That's part of our humanness. But making space for these emotions without any judgment is crucial. To hold sacred space for our emotions to be honored is a gentle and loving way of bringing awareness to who we are and what we are experiencing. So many times we tend to judge or shame ourselves for these emotions, but it takes strength to recognize and to be mindful of them. It takes strength. And also to give ourselves space. It takes strength. And that's another thing, is mindfulness. Cultivating mindfulness helps to ground us into the sacred. When we're anxious, when we worry, it's because we're looking ahead. We're predicting a future which is yet unknown. When we hold onto the past or what was, we are unable to be fully in the present and accept what is. Stress and anxiety are caused by non-acceptance of present reality. So when you become mindful of the present moment, where you are now, where you are right now at home, just watching this video, being present to how you're sitting, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. When you become mindful, you are able to sink deeper into what is. And at our center, at the ground of our being, is love. Especially as Christians, that's what we believe. We have all been created and breathed into existence by what we call God, and what I like to refer to as the source of all life. Once we become aware of this, we realize that all of creation, all of humanity, is at its very core a manifestation of the divine. So, God is within us, God is all around us, God is upholding us all the time. Once we awaken and become aware of this fully in our minds and in our hearts, then it is impossible to label someone else as other. For all creatures, all plants, even the soil, all other persons are also manifestations of the divine, whether they are aware of it or not. So how can we not love and nurture one another? How can we not love and nurture ourselves and the earth once we begin to see this? I think going through this pandemic, is really bringing that to the forefront. It's really showing us how interconnected we all are. So how can we not then have grace for ourselves? Everything you have ever done, you did with the skills and the knowledge that you had at that time. So over time, we change, we evolve, and we gain wisdom. And we realize that there are things that we have done that may have caused hurt to another. But with this wisdom also comes grace to recognize that we are all doing our best, that we've all done what we could at that moment with the skills and the knowledge that we had. So as Ram Dass taught, we are all just walking each other home. So I want to encourage each of you to cultivate daily practices or rituals that help remind you of this deeper way of being, that help remind you of your interconnectedness with all of creation. And so for myself, I have several rituals that I practice daily or at least weekly. And for me, it is centering prayer and meditation, drumming and chanting, yoga, and walking barefoot in the grass, tending to my garden, and even creating an altar. So I have an altar in my space here, and it has candles on it and icons that are symbolic or meaningful to me and pictures. So yeah, creating an altar for you. This is a place where I come and I can sit and rest in the sacred. So it's anything that works for you, that helps to still your mind, and that brings you into a deeper awareness of your own inherent beauty and sacredness. Perhaps it's taking the time to just sip a hot cup of tea or coffee and reflecting, or relaxing in a warm bath. You know, when was the last time you listened to your body, that you really stopped and listened? Being conscious of any tight places, of being tense, and then breathing in to those areas, breathing love into those areas. Be intentional about relaxing and bringing softness to your body, because your body is speaking to you for a reason. So be intentional about listening to our bodies and focusing on your breath. When we focus on our breath and consciously slow it down by deepening your inhale and fully and slowly releasing your exhale. So take the time right now, wherever you're at, just to maybe close your eyes, and then to take a deep and slow in-breath. And maybe holding it for a moment at the top, and then slowly and fully releasing that. Just that practice helps to calm you down, to slow you down, to be mindful. This is the breath of life that permeates your whole body, and it is holy. In God I move and breathe and have my being. So be gentle with yourself. Love and care for who you are. For no matter what is happening around you, and there is a lot right now that's happening, and we have no control over that. There is always something happening within our lives or the lives of people that we love that we have no control over. The only thing that we can control is our response to what's happening. So knowing, being aware, and practicing these things, knowing that you are grounded in God, that your true essence is sacred and wise and beautiful, knowing these things, you can trust them. You can trust that that is real. Repeat to yourself that in this moment, I am held and I am loved. And that never changes. In this moment, I am held and I am loved. So sending you each blessings in your spaces where you are at right now, sending you blessings of love and peace and comfort on this Mother's Day. Take good care of you.